Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. A bill that strengthens legal protections for police officers and increases the penalties for protest-related offenses was signed into law this morning. And we have the details now in our top story at 5. Governor Kim Reynolds signed her Back the Blue bill, surrounded by more than 100 law enforcement officers in Johnston, saying it's a signal to officers that Iowa supports them. The new law adds, quote, qualified immunity to give officers stronger lawsuit protections. It also makes rioting a felony now and raises the charges for unlawful assembly to an aggravated misdemeanor.
So if you riot, if you loot, if you attack our law officers, then you will be punished.
Now, the bill had a controversial run in the legislature. Democrats slammed it, saying it's a step backwards from the police accountability law signed just last year. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has dismissed a third challenge to the Affordable Care Act, or ACA. The court ruled that Texas, other Republican-led states, and 2 individuals had no right to bring their lawsuit to federal court. Because of the dismissal now, the court did not rule on the constitutionality of the law's mandate that people have insurance or risk paying a penalty. In 2017, Congress rendered that provision irrelevant while it reduced the penalty down to 0. Here in Siouxland, one person is seriously injured after a semi struck the side of a train near Lamar's. That incident happened at roughly 1:15 this afternoon on Highway 3. The Plymouth County Sheriff's Office says the semi was traveling east and the BNSF train was northbound. A medical helicopter took one person who was injured to a hospital. That investigation tonight is still ongoing. It's been about 3 weeks now since 11-year-old Xavier Harrelson went missing, and Siouxlanders are taking some steps to ensure their own children's safety. That Montezuma boy went missing May 27th. Rescue crews have continued to search for him. And ever since, Siouxland gyms that offer self-defense training courses say they've seen a rise in demand, taking extra steps to ensure their child's safety. Now, classes can be taken by kids as young as 4 years old at Tiger Rock Martial Arts Studio. That's in Sioux City. Coming up tonight at 10, KCAU 9 News reporter Jason Toktagian introduces us to a lead martial arts instructor there who tells us why these classes are so beneficial for children. Iowa native and banned runner Shelby Houlihan will now be allowed to run at the U.S. Olympic track and field trials. Earlier this week, a 4-year ban was imposed on Houlihan for testing positive for an anabolic steroid. She blames those positive test results on a burrito she ate about 10 hours prior to the test. The ban would keep her from competing at the upcoming Tokyo Olympics. While she appeals, and while those appeals are pending, the USATF will allow her a chance to qualify. It is possible, though, she could be reinstated on one of those appeals. Since the pandemic began, we have seen a wide variety of shortages in many industries all around the world, and the lack of supplies for businesses could soon have a more serious impact on consumers. Some of the businesses struggling the most right now here in Siouxland are lumber companies, car manufacturers, and even coffee shops. Mostly any operation using raw materials. However, we spoke with an associate economics professor nearby who says as a country currently going through economic recovery, the rise in prices is not really a shock.
When we see an increase in the demand and the supply hasn't caught up yet, that extra demand, we call it the shortage or this excess demand part, eventually the prices will rise to get rid of that shortage. That's what's supposed to happen.
And she adds that although many shortages could be a cause for concern, right now it's something to watch rather than worry about. We are currently seeing roughly 4% inflation, which is higher than usual, but again, not unusual for the situation our country is currently in. There is an effort tonight to create more affordable housing, and the city of Sioux City partnered up with Kelly Construction to create 3 new homes. They're now for sale. Each of these homes is a single family size, one located on West 20th Street and 2 of them on Center Street. An open house will be held on June 22nd from 3 until 7 p.m. A Spanish interpreter will also be on site. Applicants must not exceed a certain household income, dependent on the number of residents. Proceeds from the home sales will be reinvested into creating even more affordable housing. Well, last night, a severe storm hit Ida and Sac counties. At about 9:30 at night, the cities of Ida Grove and Odebolt were hit by 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts that ripped trees apart, and they also saw hail the size of quarters. Some people even lost power to their homes for about 12 hours. Now, despite the devastation, luckily, not many homes were damaged in that incident, and was a fast-moving system. I know Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson joins us now. Scott, you did mention that it kind of popped up on the radar.
It did.
With severity very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly up toward the Iowa Great Lakes region and then tore its way to the south and left a path of destruction. And Ida Grove, one of the stronger hit communities. Looking at the high temperatures today, a lot of heat and humidity back in the picture for Siouxland. 90s and triple digits. It's the hottest day of the year so far in Sioux City, getting up to 96. Looking at the radar picture now, you can see that we've had a few strings of showers move through northwest Iowa. There is the potential for seeing a similar event to last night with an isolated severe storm or two. Probably the better potential as you head into northeast Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois. We'll have more on that as well as a cool down coming our way. We can be thankful for that. That is coming soon, all in the 9 on 9 forecast. Sophie?
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. Early in the morning, he's working at a Siouxland Menards, but this Marine Corps veteran dedicates the rest of his time to a startup business that's not only helping his own son with special needs, but an entire community. You'll meet him now in this week's edition of Siouxland Stories. You might have heard of the Miracle League. Yeah! An organization that provides recreational opportunities for those with disabilities. They serve hundreds of athletes in the Siouxland community, and many more may soon be able to participate, thanks to the work of one man and the inspiration his son Caden is providing.
We have a child that is special needs ourselves, and trying to get equipment and funding for just everyday things for individuals like that is a huge struggle. So we just decided to start it on our own, and it took off really good. So now we just do it to kind of change the market of adaptive technology.
That's how Ability Tech was born. And since Caden was a little boy, he's loved baseball.
The past 4 years, I've had to hit the ball for him and stuff. And I was like, there's got to be a better way for him to do this on his own terms. So we just started out and designing and prototyping and finally ended up with the switch hitter, which is really taken Ability Tech off. So this piece here, you'd bring it back and it would lock into place. And once it's locked, the individual can take a switch of any sort. My son uses it by hitting it with his head. You can use feet, arms, wherever. And once he hits the button, it just powers the solenoid that releases the bat and allows him to hit on his own terms.
On his own terms and in his own colors.
Everything's customized to the colors, the names, and stuff like that. Because one of the other downsides of the market now is the individualism. We want it to just no standard color or layout. It's all up to the individual.
And believe it or not, founder and owner of Ability Tech, Dustin Rhodes, is still new to the 3D printing world. It all starts on the computer.
So here's just how it kind of starts out, is just shapes, and then you can give it life and dimension and change the color.
And with the low cost of materials plus an in-house operation, Rhodes donates his labor and keeps the price tag as low as possible for his customers.
The neat thing that I like about 3D printing is you start off with just this hard plastic reel, and then it melts it, brings it down here and it melts it, and then it forms it down there into a thing. And
Rhodes adds, Ability Tech solves another problem with the current market. Parents right now are paying a high price for a retrofitted toy that no other child can use.
We make it switch activated, but we also do it in a way that the toy is still usable in its original condition. So that way, if you got other kids, you know, it can be interchanged between them.
Between making custom adaptations for toys, the can holder, and the switch hitter device, Rhodes has been busy. Helping all Siouxlanders play and stay active in the best way they can.
We're here for the individual. We're not here for the profit. So we're really trying to change the market the way it is now.
Well, you might have seen some of the KCAU 9 News crew and our other departments here at KCAU out at Beacon Park today, celebrating our parent company's 25th anniversary through community service. Around 25 employees grabbed some gloves and garbage bags and helped pick up trash and walk around that park for Nexstar's Founders Day of Caring event. Also, there was the Sioux City Animal Control and Rescue out there, an important cause to us here at KCAU that we donate to as our way to show some love for Siouxland.
It's amazing because right now we're striving to make sure that every animal that gets adopted from our shelter is spayed or neutered, and so therefore we have to raise funds to get that done. And it's very expensive, very costly, but we're doing a wonderful job and we're getting that process done.
If you feel like you're missing out on having a four-legged friend at home with you, Rare says that people are always welcome to come by the shelter and just meet those pups. Well, since 1866, Juneteenth has been celebrated in parts of the U.S. It's known by many other names, such as Jubilee and Liberation Day. But this afternoon, recognition now as a national holiday. We'll take a look at how coming up.
And a couple of strong thunderstorms may develop this evening will gradually cool things off. High temperatures will slip into the 70s next week. We're keeping an eye out for some additional rain chances coming soon. Your 9 on 9 forecast is right after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Pace as we get some relief from the heat until we jump back into the 80s come next Wednesday. Well, here's what the situation looked like in Alta, Iowa last night. Thanks to Rachel for passing along this picture. Some half-inch to 1-inch sized hailstones which covered the ground there in Buena Vista County. If you have a picture that you want to share with everybody, make sure to find our website, SiouxlandProud.com. Go to the weather tab and send us your photos. We had a lot of great ones from last evening, so if you want to check those out, just go to our Facebook page. We have them there, too.
Pretty cool. All right. Thanks for that shot, Scott. And a bear in Colorado has seen the limelight plenty over the last week. You'll check out where this furry guy is chilling out coming up in just a few minutes. But first, for the first time in nearly 40 years, a new federal holiday being recognized. The significance behind Juneteenth, or June 19th, next. History has been made as Juneteenth becomes an official federal holiday. The move by Congress coming as lawmakers weigh two separate voting rights proposals now. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
For the first time in nearly 40 years, Congress approving a new federal holiday, Juneteenth, or June 19th, the day African Americans have recognized as the end of slavery in the U.S., soon to be commemorated as a national holiday in all 50 states. President Joe Biden, back from his first overseas diplomatic trip, signing the legislation into law.
I'm especially pleased that we showed the nation that we can come together as Democrats and Republicans to commemorate this day with an overwhelming bipartisan support of the Congress.
The bill received overwhelming bipartisan support in the House after passing through the Senate, a vote of 415 to 14. Bill sponsor and Texas Democrat Sheila Jackson Lee bringing down the gavel. Juneteenth was first celebrated in Galveston, Texas on June 19, 1865, after federal troops took control of the state, and 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, freeing African Americans from slavery. And as for the Juneteenth holiday, the Office of Personnel Management tweeting most federal employees will observe the holiday Friday, June 18th. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, San Bernardino County, California.
Well, just when Colorado residents thought they've seen it all, a small bear has taken over a neighborhood. We'll tell you how residents there are handling the nuisance next. A young bear is on quite the adventure in the state of Colorado. It's been seen in one town specifically for about a week now. Kim Posey shares people's backyard sightings with us.
Neighbors here have some amazing video of this bear going yard to yard to yard. Wildlife officers say the bear is probably finding food in trash cans and bird feeders, and that's why it's still here.
Oh my God, he's in our backyard.
Sharon Krupp could not believe it when she spotted the young bear in her backyard.
He's been around for the last several hours in all these backyards along here. He's apparently going in swimming pools.
I look up and the bear is walking across my brick wall fence.
Susie Finley took a picture of the bear. Her neighbor got this video. And around the corner, the bear came right up onto this patio.
You're taking my bird seed.
The bear looking for food and finding it. Overnight, it got into another neighbor's trash can, dragged the bag into the yard, and had at it.
It's getting rewarded with food and doesn't really have a reason to leave right now.
Jason Clay with Colorado Parks and Wildlife says the bear has not shown any aggression toward people, and he believes the bear will leave on its own if it cannot find any food sources.
Taking a live look outside now, Scott returns with one more check on our very warm forecast. Stay with us. Before we wrap up here at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good Thursday afternoon, Sophie. After first being told that she was banned from the track for 4 years after a positive drug test, Sioux City Olympic hopeful Shelby Houlihan now will run at the Olympic trials. Jake explains the new developments coming up at 6. Elsewhere, a local economics professor explains why these post-COVID days look a lot like the 70s. But she says she doesn't expect the economic recovery to be nearly as challenging. Reporter Mallory Smith shares what else she has to say coming up after World News Tonight. And we'll also take you out west to the Black Hills and a wild horse sanctuary there. It's a look at the premier wild horse sanctuary. One of them in the country has hundreds of horses and ponies roam this land near Hot Springs, South Dakota. Tom Hansen has our report. Again, that's coming up at 6. And Sophie, that's when I will see you, as well as Jake and Scott, all back out there at the desk.
That's right. We'll see you then. And that looked really peaceful. I wonder if just regular people can visit unless you have to be a horse trainer, but that's a pretty cool facility and a hot day. Good thing those horses were splashing around in the water in this region.
My wife's going to be excited to see that story. She loves horses. Looking at the 9 on 9 forecast here, it's been quite a long time since we had 3 consecutive days with rain chances, but that looks to be the case entering the weekend. Nice to have a change of pace.
We need it. Thanks, Scott. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again at 6. Until then, have a great night.